Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tuesday night, which means it's Xfinity for the Bluegrass Iracing series here at Daytona. Alex Robinson joined with BJ Duvall, and BJ, it's getting down to the nitty gritty here. Playoffs are just around the corner here. It's one of those, for some of these drivers, you win, you're in, or you're kind of hoping Daytona claims some victims that are in front of you in points.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we've got several drivers that are on the win and in situation right now, and several drivers that have got themselves locked in there in a pretty secure position at that, even without any wins. Right now, looking out on track, we've got qualifying underway right now, right about halfway through. We got Jim Ott on track on screen right now, out of Jackson, Michigan, and I just realized that I don't have trading paints turned on, so let's do that.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to pardon BJ. He's a little off kilter tonight here.
Off kilter. I'm off kilter every time I broadcast.
We got thrown a curveball. Steve McMillan got called with some projects for work, so you're stuck with me and BJ Duvall for the night. So
I apologize for Alex, but really quickly, speaking of Alex, I'm going to let you go over some information on tonight's race on screen now.
Oh, thank you. Well, you see there we are at Daytona, the pretty much 2.5 mile racetrack there. Points going into tonight. James Silvers at 6:06. Radburn Shutters 1 point behind there with a 6:05. Adam Lancaster 5:61. He's in the third spot there. Then it's Kyle Mays 5:49. He's going to sit fourth spot. Then Jim Ott, we just had him on screen, sits in that top five stuff. Stage break for tonight's race, lap 34. It is a 85 lap race here tonight. It's a nice 67 degrees, 71 degrees on the racetrack.
Yeah, I got back. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 71 degrees on the racetrack. It's partly cloudy in Daytona Beach, Florida for this one here tonight. Kind of wish it was 67 up here, but, I'm dealing with like
30s.
30, 40 degrees with wind gust of like 30 miles per hour. So if I disappear, Mother Nature is not playing nicely.
It's pretty rough around here as well. As we watch on track right now, we got Blake Hensley in a 31 out of Monroe, Kentucky. Our top five, Jim Ott, by the way, went second quick while I was out there on track, but top five in qualifying is going to be Jason Harrison, Jim Ott, Tony Iverson, Justin Ray, and Sean Kostritza with another strong qualifying run. He's doing really well here late in the season. Look forward to seeing if he can pull it out tonight to get that monkey off his back and pull off a race win or a top three and have himself a strong finish here in the Xfinity Series. We're watching Blake Hensley just turning some laps now. Looks like, I don't know, actually he is just now finishing his second lap. I thought I'd seen him turn 2 laps already. We'll watch him here across the line, see if he improves his lap time. And he will go 10th quick here on lap number 2. Scott Fritz out on track right now to Leonardtown, Maryland in that number 01, blue and white number 01. Keith Hackney's going to move his way up into that 4th spot as well with number 69 machine. Hackney talking with him earlier. He said to make sure I do a good job tonight and make sure that I let everybody watching know that he won't be finishing. So there's the information from Keith Hackney. That's the information I was instructed to relay.
Keith, you have to finish. And I know he's watching, so Keith, you have to finish tonight. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. And BJ, I don't know how I feel. It's Daytona. This is for a cutoff race. This is not. It's make or break. Let's be honest here. Through the season, you've had your tough nights, your good nights, but now it comes down to the nitty gritty of the season, where you win, you're in, or you wreck and you're done. You're out of the playoff chances here, and be nice. I don't know if I can find it real quick. Somebody should have been able to send it to me, or I might be able to find it. So, BJ Duvall.
I've already sent it to you.
No, I'm not that. I have that. I'm looking for something else.
All right. But We got less than a minute left in qualifying. 19 drivers have put a time down here in qualifying. We've got, I'm actually not even going to sit here and count them for you, but we got, I'd say, right about 30 drivers here to take the field tonight. Several of those drivers consisting of Jason Bridges, Greg Carr, Alex Carr, Travis Twitty, Michael Cole, Jeremy Vaughn, just a few of the names among the drivers that have yet to get a time down here tonight, that will not be getting a time down, I should say, rather, or whether they have chosen to start at the back of the field or not allowed to qualify via late payment entry or maybe some previous race penalties. We do not know. I did not get that information, and I didn't go seeking it either. Just see what happens and how things play out. But our top 5 here in qualifying, as it is wrapping up, is going to be Jason Harrison, Jim Ott, Scott Fritz, Tony Iverson, and Keith Hackney. Qualifying has come to an end. In just a moment, we'll be going over tonight's starting grid. And Alex, take it away.
Starting on the pole, it's going to be the 74 of Jason Harrison to the outside for J3 Motorsports.
Be correct.
Are they teammates? Because I can't tell if Jason Harrison's is J8 or J3. I can't tell.
Jason
My eyes are going.
Jason Harrison says JB. Jim Ott says J3. So, yes.
Yes,
I have no
we'll go
idea.
with that. Y'all can be the judge here, or if somebody can confirm that one, that'd be great. But Jim Ott starts in position number 2.
Row number 2 to the inside. It's going to be CFM Esports number 01, Scott Fritz. Line up to his outside of the high side Hustlers. It's the 72 of Tony Iverson.
Starting in the 5th spot, the 69, that is Cornerstone Motorsports, Keith Hackney. To the outside, Justin Ray for Weaponized Motorsports. That 38 starts in 6th.
Row number 4 to the inside, World Thunder Racing number 46. That's going to be Sean Kostritz. Line up to his outside. He's at 2nd in points right now, 1 point behind his teammate of James Silvers. It's the 3 of Radburn Shutters.
James Silvers going to start in position number 9 in at 33 for Cornerstone Motorsports. To the outside, another guy in the top 5 here tonight in points, the 17 of Adam Lancaster for Elite Motorsports.
Row number 6 to the inside is going to be Cornerstone Motorsports Tyler Evans. And to his outside, the Weaponized Motorsports number 31, Blake Hensley.
Starting in the 13th spot, the 15, that's Matt Grenier. To the outside, the 48 for Color Teal Racing, that's Mo Adams.
Row number 7 to the inside, Bush League Racing number 92, Jordan Slater. To his outside, the Elite Sim Sports number 7, Justin Winters.
Starting in the 17th spot, that's Kyle Mays. And to the outside, it's Bobby Mays. So the Mays boys start in 17th and 18th.
In row number 10, it is the 3rd and final Mays for Mays Mafia. It's the 42 of Todd Mays. And to his outside, Team Birdie Racing, number 25, Greg Carr.
Alex Carr in the 28. He's going to start in the 21st spot for Team Birdie Racing. To the outside, High Side Hustlers 34. It's Jason Bridges.
Row number 12 to the inside, High Side Hustlers, number 29, Travis Twitty. To line up to his outside, Turn 1 Racing. It's the 11 of Dustin Reinstedel.
Starting in the 25th spot, that is going to be Michael Robinson in the 18 for Empire Motor. To the outside, Brian Terry in the 13.
Line up in row number 14, Cornerstone Motorsports, number 30, Alex Penn. Line up to his outside, Empire Motorsports, number 19, Jeremiah Hobbs.
Starting in the 29th spot, the 81, that's Taylor Peacock. Starting 30th, it's going to be the 5 of Devin Scroggins.
Row number next on the inside is going to be Next Level Racing, number 8, Jeremy Vaughn. And 31st in the lineup to his outside, the 67 out of New York. That's going to be Michael Cole. And rounding out your field, yep, that will be rounding out your field. I thought there was going to be one more, but there is not.
So here we go. Lights are already out. You know what that means. 3 hours and 46 minutes to go. Oh, no. We're not doing 24 hours at Daytona. That sounds good enough for me.
No, absolutely not. What is wrong with you?
Look, nothing's wrong with me. I've watched it, but pace car is off. Here we go, 85 laps the distance here. It's the cutoff race. Playoffs begin next week. The Geico restart zone. The green flag is going to wave here. We are underway, 85 laps the distance here at Daytona International Speedway.
It's side by side at the stripe. Perfect start for both Jason Harrison and Jim Ott. As they head down into turn number 1, though, Scott Fritz going to be giving the push to Jason Harrison. Fantastic run for those two drivers, and they're going to bring Keith Hackney right along with them. We're going to ride on board for just a moment with Jim Ott as we look across this left right there. Keith Hackney looks like he's going to try to go for a little bit of side draft. Lanes changing already behind these guys with James Silvers, and I believe it was Sean Kostritza went down there with him.
There you see that 38 machine, as I got a timing and scoring because apparently what am I? The 38 machine of Justin Ray as draft partners here. You saw a lot of teammates starting near each other here in this one. You saw yesterday at the truck race, I was actually stuck spotting, but teammates were spread out a little bit more yesterday compared to the start of tonight's race. So the teammates are going to be together again. BJ Duval, we know at this racetrack, pit strategy is key here, especially 50% fuel. It's going to come in here. You don't want to be stuck by yourself on pit strategy. His car going to fall out of line there, and hopefully he doesn't lose too much spots here or the draft here. And what is that? That is the number 7?
69. 69, believe it or not.
Is that Keith Hackney?
That is, in fact, Keith Hackney.
So Hackney going to drop back here. And again, Keith Hackney, he's actually going to possibly lose the draft here. He's going to hope and pray he doesn't. But back up front, you see 2 lines of racing here going on here side by side. And again, you want to find teammates. So Harrison, Ott, Fritz, Iverson, Kostritza. And again, Scott Fritz, you know, some of these guys have worked together enough. If you watch Ultimate Dirt TV on Friday nights here, these guys have learned to work with each other. A lot of friendships have been made, and especially in the early going of these long races, you want friendships, you want teamwork here. But when 5 laps to go and in a playoff race, then all bets are off.
Yeah, you definitely got to play it smart throughout the race. It's a long race. You got to play smart. You got to get as far up to the front as you can. And I'm sitting here looking right now at the back of that number 38 machine. He's already gotten pretty heavy contact to the rear of that car. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm wondering if maybe that's why Keith Hackney dropped back. We'll see if we can't get a quick look at the nose of his car. I believe we have a drone cam. Oh, look at it. Oh, okay, so there is no damage to the front of Keith Hackney's car. So I'm not sure where that 38 got damage to the rear end. That's Justin Ray. But that could definitely hurt him in the long run out here. You know, starts wearing the tires down, the rear end damage puts sometimes more, sometimes less, rather, downforce on that rear spoiler. More pressure on that rear spoiler or less pressure on that rear spoiler. It's going to change the way the car handles on the long run. And speaking of that rear end damage, look at that whole outside row, Alex. That entire outside row has some kind of damage to the rear end.
Yeah, there might have been a checkup. I have a feeling that's what it was, BJ Duval, because you see, I think it was a checkup, and you know how checkups can be, especially bump drafting here. You can't push the pusher, but when you do, well, chaos does strike very quickly here, or just in this case, damage does happen. But 5 laps going to be in here, and again, still side by side. We look on the board here. That's Jim Ott on the outside. Oh, wait, they're cars. Were we on board with
Tony Iverson right there?
Okay, I thought we were on board with Jim. I can't tell.
I think I clicked something when I went to take a drink, but we moved to Tony Iverson. Speaking of Tony Iverson, he's going to make the dive down to the inside to cut in front of Jason Harrison. He's going to take over the race lead now through turns 3 and 4. What a good move for Tony Iverson to find the momentum, find the shift, and find his way in front of the pack very, very quickly right there. And a little sketchy, but cleanly in front of Jason Harrison. Top 5 now sits Jim Ott battling back to the outside. Tony Iverson the inside. Adam Lancaster, Jason Harrison, and Mo Abbott currently scored as your top 5.
Peter Duval, apparently there's not live on Facebook.
Oh. I will check on that because I just had it up a little bit ago. So you go ahead and talk, and I'm going to take a look-see.
Oh, me talk? I love it. I love it. I love it. Does Alex know? Alex doesn't know what he's doing. Alex never knows what he's doing. Nice to hear from you too, Cody, considering you didn't message me after I texted you yesterday. But side by side, right? Side by side going on here still. And again, not much going on. It's that's what actually, this is one of those races. It's kind of great to see nothing going on because that's rather be safe than sorry in these kind of races here. So side by side, and then you see the backpack there trying to catch up. Sorry, as the backpack there, remember, they lost the draft, so they're trying to catch back up here to this lead pack, or maybe they're hanging in the back here to avoid what chaos could happen here, especially super speedway, fun, announcers curse, fun, BJ Duval. Green-white checkered last night. It was not my fault. I was not in the booth. I was still at the racetrack, but it was not my fault because I was not in the booth.
Well, you know what I can blame on you for green-white checkered, though, is immediately following that race, I went into a league race, and guess what, Alex? The green-white checkered. I can't blame that one on you because you were there for that.
Wait, what?
This went green-white checkered last night. My race immediately after went green-white checkered as well.
Well, at least I hope you had enough fuel because I told you to pit to have enough fuel. Okay, so good. Spotter of the year, I hope I win it. Oh, thanks, Cody, but you still didn't, answer the comment. You just didn't say it was okay. You just said, I'm sorry. Well, that doesn't answer my thing. But you see side-by-side action still going on here. And, BJ Duval, have you figured out what you're supposed to be doing yet?
Yeah, I'm currently getting in contact with, or attempting to get in contact with Brett or Steve. I do not actually have access to the Bluegrass Facebook page.
I don't even think, are we on UDTV's Facebook page?
Yes.
Because I didn't get a notification.
I never get notifications on Facebook. They do not send me notifications.
Oh, well, Keith Hackney, yeah, there it is, because Keith Hackney shared. So thanks, Keith, for the help of telling me that, because I can't say that on air, but that is a great comment, what Cody Anderson. Cody, you're my hero for that one. Oh, but still side by side going on here. It's part of me. I'm going to get a drink of soda.
So we ride on board now with Tony Iverson once again. We look to the outside. You got Mo Abbott working his way up there. Adam Lancaster's made his way up to the front. He's going to move down in front of Jim Ott. Now that's going to cause a little bit of a checkup and give Mo Abbott the outside line. Here comes Justin Winters, the outside. Steve would be proud right now to see Justin Winters running up towards the front. Here comes Matt Grenier as well, side by side all throughout this field. Everybody playing nice right now, playing safe, not really any beating and banging. We see several drivers with rear end damage from contact early in the race, but everybody's able to continue on, keep moving. But, speaking of continue on and keeping moving, Jason Erson started on the pole and has fallen all the way back to that 8th spot.
I'm pushing too many buttons here. I tried to talk and apparently both my mute buttons were muted, so...
Well done.
Right? But, again, BJ, this is, how does the dirt community call this? 200 mile per hour pace laps is what super speedways is to the dirt community. But let's be honest here. I'd rather see this now and see clean racing than see chaos and carnage and a omelet of, full metal mayhem.
The dirt community might say that, but the one place where the dirt community shows up every single time, right here to a super speedway, every single time they have the opportunity and there's a league race or anything like that going on, especially if it's broadcast, you'll see the dirt community show out and Friday nights here on UDTV is a prime example of that. But meanwhile, on track, we have a new race leader. Justin Winters has made his way up there. It's actually our second race leader since we were watching Adam Lancaster lead the race there for a moment. Mo Abbott made his way up there, dropped to the inside line, lost the momentum of the inside line. Now Justin Winters, he's going to pull Matt Grenier and Sean Kostritza along with him. They're not going to come down, but Sean Kostritza is. Kostritza looking for the power move to the inside now as we head down into turn number 3.
And I think the fuel window is probably about 20 laps. 20, 25 laps.
Stage break's lap 34.
You can't make it in
We're going to be anywhere from 15 to 23.
I'm saying just in general, I think the fuel window is like 25 laps.
I think 25 laps is going to be a long run, but we shall see.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know if they have the fuel. I don't know. That'd be nice for, some smart driver to comment that knows what.
Well, I know for a fact that they do not have the fuel to make the stage. There will be one pit stop before the stage comes to an end, and then a pit stop on the stage break. I'm going to say it's going to be coming anywhere between, once they cross the stripe, and lap number 23 is going to be my estimate. Watching this field right now, these guys are all 2-by-2 all the way through. Sean Kostritz has moved his way up in the race lead. He will not have it at the stripe, though. He had it coming out of turn 4, but Justin Winters battled back with Matt Grenier, I believe that is, behind him, pushing like a champ right now in that number 15 machine. Look, watch him. Gonna take a look to the inside. Oh, that's a sketchy place to get your nose to the back bumper of the car in front of you. If there'd have been contact right there, especially the angle that he was going through that turn, that would have been disastrous. Lap car, that's going to be the 34 of Jason Bridges now going down a lap to the outside. This is where things get hairy for drivers quite often when they end up going 3 wide lap cars trying to stay up out of the way. Does a good job of it. See if he falls in the line here behind this outside row. It does appear as though he's going to.
So, pit window apparently is 16-19. So we'll see. We will see as BJ's chuckling. I don't know why. BJ didn't even read my text message that I just sent him.
I didn't chuckle. I said,
If you're exhausted, if you're tired, you see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can go visit Dubby. BJ Duvall, that is the greatest gift that us announcers have had, especially knocking stuff over. Dubby is the best, and you can use BJ's code.
That's right, Outlaw B32. You see it down on the bottom of the screen. Speaking of which, thank you, Brett, for allowing me to promote that on the broadcast. Much appreciated to you.
But 17 laps will be in as I'm hoping BJ Duvall will know when guys are calling out pit stops because I can't hear him. I won't hear him. So
if I could hear him, the broadcast would be able to hear him. So that is going to be a no. Unfortunate.
Yeah, sadly. So we'll find out when everyone else finds out of when they're going into pits. We will see here if anyone's going to duck down. You see a few cars stuck on the outside line. So let's see here. Anyone, any takers? Any takers? No takers? No takers in the pit road. So we're going to keep going here, BJ Duvall, as apparently we're going to make 20 laps.
Yeah, I told you. About 23.
Alex Huffman doesn't even know how to spell box of Crayola. So, yeah, Alex Huffman is not the brightest crayon in the bow of Crayola, BJ Duvall.
Well,
don't say it because I know where you're going with it. So we're going to go back to racing here. And still nobody goes into the pits. So we are going to keep on chugging here. 18 laps of 85 laps in the book here. And Not many guys on the top side here. So BJ, I think most of them are on the bottom side. So the moment they see one person duck in, if it's their friend or their teammate, they're going to go with them here. So who knows how many cars we'll have be pit takers here this time by. It's my favorite time of the night, BJ Duval. Is anyone going to take tires?
They're actually going to be pitting this time around, and tires? No, not a chance. Nobody's going to be taking any tires on this run right here. Not a chance. They're coming down, taking a quick splash of fuel. One leading the charge on pit road this time around is going to be Sean Kostritza, Jim Ott, Tony Iverson, Alex Penn, James Silvers, Justin Ray, Tyler Evans, Dustin Rhinstead, Blake Hensley. A long list, a laundry list, if you will, of drivers heading down pit road. We'll keep an eye on the times and let you know. Actually, I believe I do have it. Boom! There it is across the bottom of the screen. You can see their time on pit road, and right there where it has red letters that says pit, you'll see the times that they spend in their pit box.
BJ, Hensley, people are taking tires.
Hensley did, in fact, take one set of tires, or he got a penalty. There's a very good chance of it.
I think Keith Hackney got a penalty.
Ooh.
This got even more sketchy here. This is the race down pit road here. So who's going to take tires this time by? We'll find out. One person took tires. Keith Hackney's still on pit road in his pit stall. So I don't know what's going. Contact into the wall. The 48 machine just got spun on pit road.
See if I can get a replay of that. We just watched it happen live, but actually I don't see a replay. So thank you very much, Timing and Scoring, for not triggering things. But
well, it's on pit road, so you wouldn't know it. But
speaking of coming off
one,
pit road,
two. Looks like two more guys taking tires there as Keith Hackney finally off of pit road. So not the night Keith Hackney wants.
No, definitely not sitting and watching these guys come off pit road there. Here comes the pack that had already pitted. The second charge was led off pit road by Matt Grenier. The first charge was led off by Sean Kostritza. Kostritza will make his way around. Right there is Matt Grenier, currently scored as the race leader. And here comes a quick charging Sean Kostritza with Jim Ott on his back bumper. Tony Iverson behind him and Alex Penn following suit. And there they go right past Matt Grenier. James Silvers, our points leader, is going to come in that line as well. Alex Penn's going to get shuffled out to the outside by himself.
BJ, if you didn't know, Alex Huffman is a fan.
He's what?
Remember the comment I said about his bow of Crayola?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a message. He's a huge fan of me. He loves me so much. But that's what happens when you share the same first name as me.
Well, if we want to talk about Crayolas and also, bright colors and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure the Alex Robinson color of Crayola is not very bright either. I'm just saying.
Yikes. That's why I tried to avoid it the first time you said it. But also, why isn't Alex Huffman racing? Like, does he not race anymore? Is he retired? Or
Alex Huffman races Cup.
I would say, if he doesn't want to race anymore when I'm on call, like, get your rear end in the booth.
Huffman races Cup, but lap traffic coming into play once again. Sean Kostritza is going to move down in front of the inside line. No, that's going to cut off the nose of Tony Iverson, using the momentum shifts, momentum changes to his advantage. Sean Kostritza down to the inside. He's going to maintain the race lead. Now moving up as he sees Jim Ott with a huge run to his outside. Then quickly makes the decision to come back to the inside. A little surprised to see that from Sean Kostritza. But he is, for the moment, going to maintain the race lead. I expect to see the outside line get that famous run coming off the corner and Jim Ott retake the race lead down the front straightaway, and he is going to do this. They head into the triumph. It's going to be Jim Ott, Alex Penn, Sean Kostritza, Silvers, Iverson scored as your top five right now.
Oh, so Alex Huffman won last week, but Alex Huffman doesn't want to come in the. He doesn't like us. It's fine. He only wants to come in here on his time when, apparently, when I'm not here.
I bet you he'd come in here if it was me in here. I'm saying he probably just doesn't like you. And Alex goes silent. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Apparently the boost's not big enough for two Alexes.
That is very, very true. But your race leader now, Alex Penn, as they head into the drive. Who's got Sean Kostritza pushing him now. The inside row is going to be Penn, Kostritza, Iverson, Grenier, yeah, I'll get his name right eventually. Fritz. I believe that's going to be the 25 of Greg Carr. And now he's the 6th or 7th car that is on the inside row. 5th car on the inside row. Oop, I was right the first time. 6th car on the inside row. And he is currently scored in that 13th position. That is how tight the racing can get here at Daytona, and in a really big hurry. When you're running these two wide packs like this all throughout the field, you could be towards the front of a line and mid-pack really easily.
Yeah, it's Daytona is a little confusing. Oh, I see a first-time viewer. Welcome to Bluegrass. We run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Truck Series, Xfinity tonight, Cup Series tomorrow, all at Daytona. Last race of the playoff series here. Correction, last race before the playoffs, as it is the cutoff race next week. The playoffs begin for the Bluegrass Iracing series. It's gonna get wild here, and of course, it's wild all the time at Daytona. And BJ Duval, I vote NASCAR makes this. I vote NASCAR makes this a corner, a bookend season at some point when they start the Daytona 500, but then they bookend it, and the final race of the season is at Daytona as well. Because imagine the Final Four racing at Daytona for a championship.
Nah.
Why not?
Nah.
They say Daytona is. They said Daytona is the Super Bowl, so why not make it the Super Bowl when the Final Four are racing for the NASCAR championship? I mean, it's a good idea. I like it. I would like to know what everyone else. I see a whole bunch of people in the chat. I want to know what people think here. Do you think they should bookend it? Daytona to start the season, Daytona to end the championship race. I think it would be a great thing to see here. Add a few more tracks. It could happen, especially with Auto Club being done for at least a year, if not more. So it could happen. Daytona bookend, I like it, but I want to hear what the fans have to say about that one. See what they think. If not, I want to see if Bluegrass would do it, because Bluegrass might be able to do it as well.
You know what I think? The best completion to a NASCAR series is best way to finish it off. Knoxville.
Don't do that.
Knoxville.
BJ, don't do that.
But meanwhile, back to the topic at hand. Cars on track. Sean Kostritza takes over the lead of the outside row. He's going to be trying to make his way to the front with Jim Ott giving him the push on the back straightaway. He is going to take over the race leader with Alex Penn on the inside. And going to try to battle back now through turns number 3 and 4 with Tony Iverson behind him. Lines still 2x2 all the way throughout this entire field. Surprised to see nobody on back really goes single file to try to reel in the front drivers. You got Kyle May scored in the 24th position. Who's that behind him? It's going to be the 81 of Taylor Peacock. You've seen him in a green and white truck. I'm not used to seeing him out here in the Xfinity series, but right now riding in Xfinity, sitting in 25th, just staying nice and calm, keeping that number 81 machine clean. But looking back up front at these battles, Kostritza once again leading down the back straightaway over Alex Penn on the inside. Iverson showing a lot of speed and a lot of strength here early on in this race when we hit the stripe. Alex, we're just 4 to go actually. We're 5 to go right now, 4 to go when we hit the stripe here in just a moment to the stage break.
Well, see, Brett's from Iowa, so if he's from Iowa, yeah, Knoxville would be perfect for him for the final race.
See?
But yeah, we're going to touch on that during the stage break because I feel like that's going to be a fun chat. You know, we got the fans involved. That's always my goal. The fans need to be involved. If the fans aren't involved, the fans are listening to me and you talk endlessly as we go around in circles.
Let's see. Oh, I'm only showing one comment on my side. It says Hackney better take his butt to the front of the pack in that nice looking car.
What are you?
That's the only comment that I can see.
You're not looking on the Bluegrass Iracing series on YouTube.
I can't bring up that many windows. My computer don't like me.
That's why I have a laptop. That's but Daytona for championship race equals terrible.
Yes, I agree. Who said that?
Joseph, I'm going to butcher his last name, Moraney Jr.
Not familiar with the name, but I agree with you. That was the smartest idea that I've heard in the last 30 seconds. Daytona sounds like a terrible idea.
Listen here, I like it.
3 wide. Nope, they're going to think better of it. Slide back in. That is going to be the 77 of Tyler Evans. To the inside now of his teammate Evans. And Silver's riding 9th and 10th right now. They're both right at the edge of the points spots for the end of the stage. As we're just 3-2. I keep thinking the stage breaks on lap 35, and I have to stop myself with 2 laps to go here on the stage. Chris Stritz is going to move to the inside. He doesn't have anybody right on his back bumper. That's really going to hurt his momentum. Alex Penn now getting a big run coming out of turn number 2. That's going to get him back up to the back bumper of Kostritza, but Kostritza left Jim Mott, who has been pushing him almost this entire stage since Kostritza got up here to the front, Alex.
And I'll tell you what, stage points are a big thing here. You got to hope and pray you can get stage points because being the cutoff race, it matters a lot more tonight than it probably would mid-season when, you know, you have a whole bunch of races left. But now it matters a lot more. And Kostritza, Ott, Penn, Harrison, those guys up front right now, they're looking to get some crucial stage points here to end it. And right now, Kostritza is still holding on to your race lead with Ott to the outside. That is still your front 2 cars here. And BJ, this is going to get interesting here for the final few turns.
Yeah, absolutely. As we head now, make sure I'm saying this correctly. Make sure I'm looking at the right end of the track. Yeah, coming out of turn number 4. Oh, checkered flag is in the air here in just a moment. We'll see who gets it. Looks like it's going to be Jim Ott at the stripe. The yellow checker for the stage is going to fly, and it looks like it's going to be Jim Ott, Jason Ayerson, Sean Kostritza. Make out winners: Kostritza, Penn, Iverson, Silvers, Grenier, Carr, and Vaughn. Let's get settled down and double check that. Make sure that that is the case. So, Alex, we've made it 34 laps at Daytona. Green flag.
Shh. Don't you do it.
I'm gonna knock on wood. There you go. How's that? But it looks like now these guys have settled down, so the official top 10 will be Ott, Ayerson, Kostritza, Winners, Penn, Iverson, Silvers, Grenier, Carr, and Fritz making your top 10. So Jim Ott going to come home with that. Very, very valuable as next week we'll head into the first round of the playoffs. So Jim Ott bringing that extremely valuable playoff point home with him after 34 laps. It's like pit stops are already underway as Peacock, never mind. I thought Peacock was going down pit road, and apparently so did SDK.
But I'm up. BJ Duvall.
Alex Robinson.
You ready for next week?
I don't know.
Because you know I am.
For what?
Correction, I am so in over my head for next Saturday night because I have so much stuff to get done yet. Practice day on Saturday, I'm going to cry. But that's why I'm so happy I took this. That's why when Steve messaged me, I'm like, you know what? Delay doing everything else. Yes, I'll do Daytona because
What?
then I don't have to do anything for tonight.
Why do I gotta be ready for next week then? I'm not the one calling real life races starting next week.
Don't you own Flow?
Huh?
Don't you own a Flow I can speak English.
Nope.
You don't have
I'm
a
broke.
Flow subscription?
Nope, I'm broke.
Look, if the booth curse is incoming, it wasn't me this time. That was 100% BJ Duval, and I will be glad to throw him under the bus for that one. I didn't say it; he said it. But
For
now
what one?
pit stops are underway.
Which one did I do?
When you said we went green the whole time.
All I said was we're under our first caution. Oh yeah, no, I did say we went green. Ah, be okay. I knocked on wood. We're good.
Oh, yeah. I do that too before we come to the final lap before a green-white checkered's supposed to happen. And guess what? Usually we still have a green-white checkered. So,
Tony Iverson first off pit road. He takes fuel only. Scott Fritz second off pit road. He takes right side tires. Everybody else throughout the field so far taking fuel, taking fuel and tires. Then you get down to Jeremy Vaughn, who took fuel only. Devin Scroggins fuel only. So far, everybody else taking tires. Michael Robinson fuel only. Michael Cole fuel only. Some people down pit road considerably longer, but very few drivers opting out on tires. And Scott Fritz with the most surprising one of all, he only took 2 tires, Alex.
it's an interesting one. BJ Duval, I said we're going to get back to this on the stage break. So Huffman said Bristol Dirt or Eldora for final race. You know what I vote? Jason just trashes the playoff schedule and just puts it dirt the rest of the season.
If he does that, Alex, you're going to have to be in a booth the rest of the season. You know that, right?
Look, as long as it's dirt, as long as it's a dirt distance race, you know I will gladly do it by myself. That is.
But how are we going to go a distance race on dirt? Because you can't make pit stops unless you're at Bristol.
Again, I said if it's a dirt distance race, we're fine. If it's a NASCAR distance race, I'm going to cry. But
how are we going to go a distance race on dirt without being able to pit for fuel and tires on that?
You put 100, you don't need tires, one.
True.
On top of that, I say you just put 100% fuel in it, put these cars on dirt, run a 50, run heats, run 50 lap feature, and let's go.
Oh, that's not a distance race. That's a dash. We need 100 lap races on dirt.
Hoffman said he'll put on a show.
The lights go out on the pace car. Tony Iverson chooses the inside line, putting Scott Fritz to the outside. Jim Ott going to be lined up behind him. Jason Harrison to the outside of Jim Ott, row number 2. That's going to be Alex Bennett, Sean Kostritza. In row 3, Matt Grenier and James Silvers, row 4. Jeremy Vaughn and Alex Carr make up your top 5 rows here as we get set to come back to the green. Alex, who's your pick at this point?
Whoever crosses the finish line on all 4 tires first.
Oh. Who do you think's going to do it?
Ask me when the green-white checker comes.
I'll tell you who I think's going to win it.
Sean Kostritza.
The pace car.
Oh. Well, BJ, it's time for my favorite time of the night. Because we're coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out in the air. Iverson Fritz going to take us back to action here into turn number 1 and 2. They will go and back to some draft fun.
And while they do some drafting fun, we're going to step aside for a quick second, let you hear the sights and sounds of these Xfinity cars as they rip and roll around the track. I'm going to talk until they finish this lap, actually, and we'll start at the beginning of the next lap. Something Alex and I like to do. We don't get to do it very often. Scott Fritz, actually, I'm going to take a second on this one. Scott Fritz gets shuffled up to the outside in a throughout situation. He's got to make it back down inside that outside, into the outside row in front of Sean Kostritza. Now they've settled it back out. We're going to take a second step aside and let you guys hear the second sound. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crank it up with the Ultimate Dirt TV Crank It Cam here at Daytona.
And we are back. That was the Crank It segment. I really got to redo that logo down there. But Scott Fritz currently leading the charge right now. Tony Iverson giving him the push forward. Jim Ott right there scored in that third spot right now. He's got James Silvers on his outside, though, to a by two. Ott going to work his way forward and get to the side of Tony Iverson. Now he's going to try to go after the race leaders. We head into turn number 3. He's got Jason Harrison and Sean Kostritza right there in tow. These guys really getting tight, really trying to push each other forwards. See that inside line really snaking there as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be, I believe that was the 25 of Gray car that snaked up the track just a little bit there coming off the corner. You can see how spread out that inside row is, how unorganized they are right at the moment. That outside row really showing a lot of organization. Kostritza all over the back bumper of the 74, the 74 of Harrison all over the back bumper of the 1 of Jim Ott. This guy's really staying tight on the outside row, and here comes the inside row. Looks like it's going to organize back together once again down the back straightaway and try to charge back forward. Scott Fritz with a great run through turns number 3 and 4. He's going to make it on by Jim Ott coming out of turn number 4. We'll see if that outside line can muster up the speed to push it back. It does not look like Jim Ott's going to be able to make it there at the stripe. It's pretty common to see that inside line prevail through the turns. It's the shortest way around the track, prevail through the turns and push forward and gain that ground. The outside row is going to maintain just a little bit more speed, especially with the side draft. You see Jim Ott right down to the side of the 72 of Tony Iverson, creating that side draft. It's very common to see the outside row charge back on the straightaways. Right now, Iverson, Silvers really doing a great job pushing Fritz now as they've gotten reorganized, gotten stuck back together. And as I say that, so is the outside row. Ott, Harrison, Kostritza, Grenier. Looks like that's going to be the 8 of Jeremy Vaughn, the 5th car in a row right there. These guys are really starting to tighten back up. Again, Jim Ott, you scored as your race leader at the stripe that time by. Here comes the run again from the inside. We'll take a look a little bit further back. See the 77 of Tyler Evans scored in that 10th spot right now. Mo Abbott right there. He's 3 wide on the inside. He's got Keith Hackney to his outside. Oh, Acme's gonna push right through the middle some more. This is a power move from that number 69 machine in a dangerous position to be in. He's got the room right now to do it. Is he gonna slide back up and behind the 8 of Jeremy Vaughn, his next level racing teammate? He is going to. Hackney flies the Cornerstone Motorsports flag here in the Bluegrass Series, but he's one of the team leaders for Next Level Racing. Jeremy Vaughn, one of his drivers right there in that 8 machine right in front of him. So I'm not surprised to see Vaughn playing it, or Hackney playing it nice with Vaughn in that move there. But speaking of guys that run with the Next Level guys, you look 2 cars up ahead of Sean Kostritza, 3rd car on that outside row. The outside line gets a good charge here heading into turn number 3. Sean Kostritza works right alongside of the Next Level Racing guys quite often. They usually are in chat together, usually racing together. Kostritza, World of Thunder Racing driver, but works with the Next Level Racing guys quite a bit. Good bunch of guys, good camaraderie between the two teams. Two teams really helping each other out. Speaking of teams, surprised, but Kostritza's teammate has not been out here for a couple of weeks. It's going to be Robbie Richards, driver of the 12th. We've not seen him out here running for a little while now. Looking on back, though. Ooh, too far back.
No, you're going too far back.
Yeah, looking at Devin Scroggins in that 5 there on the inside. He's in that 15th spot. We haven't really talked much about him. Blake Hensley just to his outside in front of him. He's got a slide down in front of him, actually, behind Mo Abbott. We haven't talked much about Blake Hensley either, but he's slowly trying to work his way forward now. He qualified in the 12th spot, running in the 14th position right at the moment. He's just been sitting back. He's been keeping his car clean. He's been staying calm. We're just past the halfway mark here on lap number 48. I'm a little curious as Alex has returned. A little curious as to what our pit stints are looking like. Yeah, that's not gonna be accurate, I don't think. I don't believe we ran 36 laps on fuel.
No, because they just pitted it like 10 laps ago.
Well, right now they're on 11 laps on fuel, but it's gonna be showing that their last pit stop was 11 laps ago, and Jim Ott, Tony Iverson, Jason Harrison, James Silver, Sean Kostritza, all of them ran 36 laps on fuel. So that is not going to be accurate. That is unfortunate. We'll just tuck that away and not bother with it no more. But Scott Fritz up in the front. He's taking back over the race lead once again over Jim Ott. These front twos, Alex, they've pretty much been the same front two since we came back from the stage break just about.
Yeah, stage break as well. It pretty much came and gone there real quick. But I want to say pit stops. So the first pit stint, they went, I think, lap 20, between 20 and 25. So I would say about lap 60 would probably be a little bit. When did we say they pitted? They pitted on 36, right? 36 they pitted.
Yeah.
So I would say lap 60 would be 60 to 63 possibly. I don't think they're going to make it to 65, but at the same hand in hand here, they might, they're going to have to bank on a caution at some point here, because if they pit between lap 60 and 65, they're not going to have enough fuel to finish this race. So BJ, can you imagine the chaos here if we would stay green here till the end and you had to pit with 3 laps to go and everyone had to pit with 3 laps to go?
It'd definitely be very dangerous, but nobody's going to do that. They're going to pit early unless there's a green-white checker. I don't suspect to see anybody coming down. Keith Hackney, take a quick moment to talk about this, and NASA start talking about it. Keith Hackney took a 3-wide just a moment ago, and that's the second or third time we've seen him do that. But Scott Fritz is going to be shuffled out of that inside row and be 3 wide in the middle from off the front row. Tony Iverson is going to take over the race lead free and clear, but that outside row, I feel like they're running the pace they are right now because of the 3 wide situation. Nobody wants to be in this position, but right now Scott Fritz, there's the contact. That's why you don't want to be 3 wide. Everybody's going to hang on to it, though. That could have got bad real quick, but Fritz still hanging on in the middle, extremely close between these guys. That is an uncomfortable place to be for Fritz. Now it looks like Iracing's going to be shuffled out to the outside. His Ott's going to drop to the inside with Fritz. I wonder if this is a strategy call to try to pull Fritz out of the 3 wide and get him back up there in front of the outside row with Jim Ott. And does appear that that's going to be the strategy call, as Iracing's going to fall into that 3rd car in line. Hackney took a look to the inside of Kostritzer right there, but then backed off to avoid going 3 wide. Man, that is, I don't know about you, Alex, but my heart tends to skip a beat when we're at Daytona and these guys go 3 wide, especially for that long.
3 wide gets sketchy. You know, that's the difference between Daytona and Talladega. Talladega is a little bit wider. You can go 3 wide. Talladega, it gets sketchy when you go 4 wide. Here, you go 3 wide. That's the weird thing about the super speedway is it's a super speedway in distance, but in width in the corners, it is not a super speedway width because it is tight. It is like you go 3 wide, you make one mistake, either you're getting into the someone inside, the guy inside makes a mistake, he's either going up or he's going under that yellow line. And if you're on the outside, you have 2 choices. Either hit someone or hit the wall, and you're in a lose-lose situation. That's the one thing I don't like about Daytona compared to everywhere else.
And if you watch these guys, the track is, oh man, Jim Ott's going to get shuffled out. Scott Fritz shuffled back up to the top. The 3 wide once again, Alex. This is a recipe for disaster if these guys keep going 3 wide like this. Hackney's going to make the decision to drop to the inside. That's your best escape route when you go 3 wide in position like this. Fritz now going to fall in line, but here comes Mo Abbott going to try to make 3 wide around the outside. Not going to be able to do. He's going to fall in line behind Sean Kostritzer. But if you watch these guys, there is enough room for 4 cars wide, but there is not enough room for 4 cars wide at 190 miles an hour. I'm actually going to pull it up on the bottom right hand of your screen. I believe I have to, yeah, we gotta make this disappear for just a moment. We'll take a look at it right here. You can see these guys heading into the turn at 187 miles an hour. That is a lot of speed to be carrying at 3 wide, let alone 4 wide if you want to use literally every inch of the track.
Oh yeah, and going 4 wide is just catastrophe. So there's no room unless you're bringing everyone, you know, like you see how close they are 2 wide. Can you imagine going 4 wide? You're gonna hit the wall. You're gonna be shoulder to shoulder with everyone else, and that's just when if you're driving, you just close your eyes and pray.
That's definitely the extent of it. If you're gonna go 4 wide, I think your best bet is to get the car all the way on the inside to turn right, the car all the way on the outside to turn left, both cars on the inside just to keep it matted and drag them. And that's going to be your best bet. Just lock it into each other and don't let go.
It's going to be one of those you're going to... If you're 4 wide, you're going to hope the guys behind you push you. Like, I'm sorry, there's not enough guys here for all 4 lanes to be fast. So if you're in one of the 2 fastest lanes, you're going to hope that everyone behind you stays straight, pushes you, that you get away from 4 wide action.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure, but yeah, it's something you don't really see very often during the racing at Daytona or Talladega. Even at Talladega, you try to avoid 3 wide, but you don't see it very often. The drivers are usually smart. Typically, the place that you'll see them really dive 3 wide, 4, sometimes you'll even see them try to squeeze a 5 wide. It's coming to the checker flag off turn number 4, heading into the tri-oval. You'll see them try to slingshot, get that run. Right now, everybody playing smart. Jim Ott leading the charge on that outside row, trying, and as I say that, he's actually going to dive to the inside row in front of Jason Ayrson. Tony Iverson leading the way with James Silvers, giving him the push. Great car up 17 spots. He's going to find himself in that 3rd position in front of Jim Ott, trying to get up there with Silvers. Silvers peeks out down the back straightaway, but he's not going to go with it. It's just a 2-car tandem on the outside. Now everybody's moving to the inside. Alex, you know what that means? Pit stops coming soon.
Pit stops are going to be, what I say, about 60 to 65 laps is where it's going to be.
I think it's going to be 57 to 65. Ready for it? 3, 2, 1. Boom! Caught it.
You literally... I don't know, but that did not look like a pretty. That was not a pretty pit stop. That was just like I was waiting for chaos to ensue on a pit road.
Holy cow, that could have got bad in a really big hurry. 3 wide all over the place on pit road. Drivers coming in as quickly as they can, trying to get as much speed down into pit road as they can without getting caught with a speeding penalty. But Mo Abbott is going to get scored as the race leader. So they traveled down the back straightaway. Travis Twitty, he's been pretty quiet tonight, riding in that beautiful red and yellow number 29, that Rise 29, or should we call it the Twitty 9?
Oh my goodness gracious!
So as many people don't know, I paint trailers for American Truck Simulator. I paint one trailer in particular, I should say. I do paints for a lot of people. Travis Twitty asked me to do one for him, and yes, I went cheesy all the way, and I named the trailer the Twitty 9 trailer. Everybody now, I believe, has headed towards pit road for this pit cycle, and it does appear to be the case. Every other car that is on track right now has already made their pit stop, and that charge being led by Tony Iverson, currently scored in that 10th spot. There you see him coming past the Geico restart zone. There is Blake Hensley leading the cars that are coming off pit road right now. Not a very big gap, but these guys on the apron, not even close to up to speed. But Iverson absolutely flying, and as I say that, here he comes past all these guys now already.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting now, BJ, because when will the next stops be is the real question. Is poor Brett Ace in the comment section. He was the one that we were talking about, that he was a first-time viewer. The poor chatbot timed him out again. So YouTube might need to fix that chatbot.
Uh-oh. The chatbot got timed out again?
It timed him out for the second time.
Ooh. What did you say?
It wasn't me.
What did he say?
I don't know what the... Nothing. He was just talking.
I already read Tasha's comments talking about hacking. Better get that beautiful car into the front. I'll definitely agree to that. Daniel Worthington, sorry for being so late on that. Getting these comments over on the Facebook side. Daniel Worthington says, zoom, zoom. Worthington with a great run last night, was up towards the front all night long, just wasn't able to be there at the end. But speaking of being there at the end, one man who has yet, if I'm not mistaken, he has yet to get a single win in his Bluegrass career, leading the charge right now on that number 72. He's in good position with 25 laps to go. You know he wants to get that win and put his name in the mix of drivers with Bluegrass Series wins.
Oh, yeah, and it's one of those, honestly, now where the big wins need to come very quickly here, because if they don't, you're out of the playoffs, and you do not want to be out of those playoff conditions, because if you're out of the playoffs, all that fighting during the season is going by the wayside, honestly, and it's tough. And thanks, Jason. You know, Jason messages me they're pitting when we were watching, when they were calling, when we were already watching them hit pit road. This is what happens when Jason messages me on Discord, and I can't see Discord all the time.
Well, to be fair, I told him to message you because I don't have enough screens for all of the programs to be able to catch Discord off enough. But taking a look now to see where Tony Iverson's at in points. Iverson is currently scored in 13th. He does not have a race win yet this season. But right behind Jason Erison does have a race win. So that's one driver with a win and in. And behind him, and Todd Mays currently riding in that 24th spot. And I believe he qualifies for the win and in, riding in 24th. So Iverson, as it stands right now, will be in the playoffs. Jason, if you could shoot me a message and just confirm that. But he is in prime position to get himself a win and in anyways at this point in time in this race.
I'm watching chat. Let's see if he messages me or if he messages you. I'll even keep it open so if I see it. But 23 laps to go. BJ, this is where, oh, he's typing BJ, so let's see here. Iverson is currently in. He's currently in. Okay, I'm like, he's currently in what? Oh, okay, now I get it.
Currently in the playoff. Duh. Come
Look,
on, Alex.
It's been a long day. With or without a win, he's in.
I'm gonna pull bread on you. Come on, Alex. Why don't you pay attention a little? Huh?
It's been a long day.
That it definitely has been a very long day. Inside row out there on track. These guys are having a ride of their life. Blake Hensley has moved his way into that third spot. Now third car on the inside, third position, and breakaway for Cornerstone Motorsports drivers James Silvers and Blake Hensley. They're going to break off that inside row, move up to the outside row, take the momentum with them, with Greg Carr right behind them. They're going to move into the race lead, move back to the inside in front of Tony Iverson. It is now Silvers, Hensley, Iverson, your top three on that inside row.
So it's Evans and Ray battling it out for the final. BJ Duval. Evans is in. That's the correct Evans. Ray is in.
Ray is currently in 25th. As it stands right now, Tyler Evans will be in, and Justin Ray will be out. Unfortunately for Justin Ray, he's really going to have to get a move on. Scored in that 25th position right now. We'll take a look back here as he's battling with Radburn Shutters by the looks of it. Here you see Justin Ray in that number 38 machine at the back of this pack on the inside. Speaking of Radburn Shutters, oh, I missed him. Radburn Shutters right there in that number 3 machine, currently behind Todd Mays in the 42. Thought for a second there Radburn Shutters was going to make it 3 wide. Shutters sits second in points right now. He doesn't need to get a race win, but you know he wants one. He's just sitting way back, possibly biding his time, trying to be smart here, make the smart play. Definitely not where he wants to be.
So, BJ Duval, another thing is, unless someone out of the top 16, so if someone out of the top 6, I probably said it already, and I feel like I am repeating myself, but remind me if I didn't. So if someone outside of the top 16 wins tonight, Evans and Ray are both out, and that person who would win would be in.
Yeah, so you definitely got to think those guys are praying for somebody that's in the top 16 to win. The charge being led right now by James Silvers, though. 2 Cornerstone Motorsports drivers in the front right now. Looked like there might have been a little thought of a block there for Blake Hensley, but he's not going to do. He's going to stick behind his teammate of James Silvers rather than jump up there in front of Jim Ott like I really thought he was going to do. Try to sway the momentum of that outside line. Something I've seen a lot in pack racing, something I've seen a lot in Daytona racing. See teammates control the front of the field by splitting up and running side by side rather than running nose to tail like we see these guys.
Okay, BJ Duval, even more information. So, if Bridges, Alex Carr, Justin Winters, Jeremiah Hobbs, Greg Carr, or Brian Terry win tonight, then Ray and Evans are both out.
Ouch.
Welcome to controversy. BJ Duval, I'm so ready for playoff racing in dirt because this is if this is chaotic here, imagine when it's only 50-some laps and it's a lot more of a premium to try and pass people on dirt than it is here because super speedway pit strategies are a thing. In dirt, there's no strategy except for hopefully your car's set up to win.
That would be what they call cross your fingers and pray. Right now, the ones crossing their fingers and praying are these guys up here in right about the top 10 positions. All of them, we've seen it time and time again, Alex. Cars barely in the top 10, some of them just outside of the top 10, coming home with a race win due to a wreck at the end of the race. A lot of these guys up here in the front are praying that that does not happen here tonight, especially drivers like Tony Iverson, who has not gotten a win. Did I just get a glimpse of damage on the right front of that 72 machine when they came by just now. Or was that the lighting? No, there is definitely damage to the right front of that number 72. Not real sure where he got that from. There's a little divot there right above the wheel.
Good thing you can see that, because I am not. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't have that good of eyesight.
Let's see. Right there. Hey, I do you one better. You ready? It's go clicky click. There is the damage to Tony Iverson's right front.
Ooh.
Little bit of air damage. Looks like he might have got the wall with the right front. It's definitely something that you don't want to see. Definitely something that could hurt you at a super speedway. It's a lot of aero damage right there. Right now he's still hanging on as he has a lot of help from Jim Ott behind. Driver who's always a force to be reckoned with when it comes to Bluegrass Racing.
PJ Duval, it's number 48 still on the track.
Scott Fritz? Yeah, Scott Fritz still on the track. He's right. Nope, that's not the 48. I'm used to him being 48 on dirt. That would be my fault.
See?
What 48?
48. Looks like a Jimmy Johnson paint scheme.
Hey, it's Mo Abbott.
Right there. Can we get a look on Mo Abbott's car? Because remember, Mo Abbott's the one that got spun around on in pit road. So I want to know, because he hit the wall head on. So I wonder if there's any damage on the front of that 48 machine, especially where he's sitting right now.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit there.
Oh, there's a bit.
A little bit there, but that's some air damage too. But he's still hanging on. Still hanging on there. Looks like a little crinkle there around the wheel. He's still doing all right.
A little bit of a crinkle, but BJ, remember what I said. When there's 10 laps to go, the nitty-gritty happens.
Oh yeah.
Especially with this fuel stuff, it's gonna be interesting here.
But you believe that I made these cameras and I don't remember them?
Tell you what, it's gonna be fun to watch. But BJ, 1 second, because my laptop just crashed.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, back up front, Iverson has made his way to the front for a split second there, but James Silvers is going to take back over the race lead through turns 3 and 4. It is still Silvers and Iverson fighting for that race lead. It is still Hensley and Ott being the pushers for it. Look who's sitting in the third car on that outside row. It's going to be Sean Kostritza. He's been sitting nice, sitting pretty all race long, sitting in position, just staying quiet, staying calm, but he's been up here towards the front the entire race. When is his chance to take a move or make a move here, Alex? Or do we have you back yet? I don't think we have Alex back yet. Watching these battles on the track, all over the track, all throughout the track, side by side, all the way down through the field. You got the 17 of Adam Lancaster. He's had a pretty quiet night. He did lead a lap or two earlier, sitting right now in that 7th spot. Your full field rundown is going to be Silvers, Iverson, Hensley, Ott, Carr, your top 5, then Kostritza, Lancaster, Vaughn, Abbott, Grenier, your top 10. Carr, Fritz, Evans, Twitty, Penn, Mays, Hackney, Slater, your top 20. Reinstedel, Terry, Scroggins, Shutters, Ray, Hobbs, Robinson, Peacock, Ayrson, Winters, Cole, and Bridges. Round out your 32 cars in the field, and pit stops are underway for these guys. It's time once again for everybody to head down pit road. Pit cycle 10 laps remaining in this race, and people are making their final pit stops. The race lead has been handed over to Jim Ott in that number 8 machine. Or Jeremy Vaughn, I mean, in that number 8 machine. Jim Ott led the charge down pit road. We'll jump back up here, and Sean Kostritz actually made his way around Vaughn into that race lead. No doubt a little bit of camaraderie between the two teams to allow Kostritz to get up there so these guys could make their charge down pit road.
Oh, like it's gonna be we're back, by the way.
Oh, Alex is back. We're going
apparently Discord just wanted to shut that. You know, I could still hear you. Discord just wanted to exit out real quick and do an update for some reason. I don't know. I don't ask questions at this point because why ask questions? That's what Discord does best, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Don't you do it. Don't you dare start yawning. We got 9 laps left. Don't you do that to me.
I don't know what you're talking about, but a fantastic job on pit road by Mo Abbott and Matt Grenier to make it off pit road first and second. Sean Kostritz now riding in third, but the charge from the guys that had already pitted. Being led by James Silvers, he took the earlier pit stop. He's got his teammate of Blake Hensley behind him. Great car. It's a 3-car drive as they come down the back straightaway. You can see a second pack of 3 on back behind them being led by Silver's teammate of Tyler Evans. See if we can get a quick look at that. It's going to be Evans, Iverson, and Hackney in that little group right there. But the guys on back here being led by Mo Abbott, Grenier, Kostritz, Reinstedel. Back here in this group, they've got a lot of work ahead of them now to try to catch back up.
And BJ, what did I tell you? The final 10 laps with this fuel being the way it was going to be like to begin with. And now, if we go green to the finish here, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, please help me.
Just saying, but if we go green to the end of this race, that would be a first for me.
Honestly, that puts pressure on the Cup guys because if the Xfinity guys go green to checkered here, and Mo Abbott's hitting pit road apparently.
There's a possibility of a speeding penalty coming off pit road. He did get off pit road very, very quickly. I'm surprised that Matt Grenier didn't cop one as well as quickly as he got off pit road. But right now, we're watching the top 6 drivers right now. 6-car breakaway here being led by James Silvers and capped off by Tony Iverson in 6th position. Some of these drivers in this line are looking right now for more help to come behind them so they can break off and have a chance to go after the race lead. Speaking of guys to go after the race lead, we'll look at this charge coming behind them, being led by the lap car of Travis Twitty. He's got Grenier. He's got Kostritz lined up behind him. They're going to catch up to this pack. There's Tony Iverson, who, if I'm not mistaken, is Travis Twitty's teammate, but Twitty did not go with him. I believe Twitty and Grenier are all 3 on the same team, and Kostritz is going to run with Grenier, though. Those 2 are going to link up trying to go run the outside.
And we have about 12 miles, actually about 11 miles now, go on this racetrack. Huh? BJ Duval, think about that. BJ, what's 2 times 6?
What's 2.5 times 6, Alex?
Just shut up, you. That's
Come
why
on,
I said
Alex.
about 11. That's why I said about 11, because we were on the backstretch.
Come on, Alex. 2.5 times 6. We had over 12. All right. What's 5 times 2.5?
10.5. I don't know.
All right. 5 times 5 is 25.
Yeah, that my math is not. Wait, 5 times 5.
5 times 5 is 25. That's where the 0.5 comes in.
We get 5.
All right, and then you've added one more
Five-
mile plus a
5
plus a
laps
quarter.
times 2.5 miles equals 12.5.
All
So
right,
12.5 now. So, okay, I was a lap ahead.
there you go.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of a buffer space here, and
Uh-oh.
I told you the buffer space was there, but it
Whoa, Alex.
no longer there.
Oh, no, Kastritza's rolling. A lot of cars piled up in this one. Our first caution of the race. Alex, this is your fault.
What I say?
This is your fault, Alex. Just saying. Let's get a hashtag blame Alex in the chat. Green, white, checkered, underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, the curse of two people, because BJ, remember, you said about we were green, and now the first caution does come, which you jinxed. But on top of that, then it was me who brought green, white, checkered. So BJ Duval, this is a blame the booth night.
Alex, isn't the UDTV motto hashtag blame Alex? So I believe this is still a hashtag blame Alex moment here. Let's get a hashtag blame Alex in the chat. Our top 5 after the caution.
I do.
I'm currently looking for the replay, actually, but our
I would
top 5 while I'm looking for the
would...
replay is going to be Blake Hensley, James Silvers. I did not get it scored, so I'm looking for where the big moments of passes came from.
Listen here. Of course, Bill Miller's the first one to say it. I want to see someone in Bluegrass Iracing does it. Then we created a movement. But 3 wide, and I told you there was a little bit of a buffer space.
Yeah, see right here, these guys 3 wide. I'm trying to get us a blimp camera on this, actually, so we can really see what happened to cause this caution. You see him right here. You got the 2 right there. That's going to be Bobby Mays. He's going to take a look to the inside of the 15 of Matt Grenier. It's just a recipe for disasters. We get ready to head into turn number 1. Look how close he is to that 15. Heading down the front straightaway. Going to run right across the left side of that 15. We're just going to hook the 15 into him. They're going to hook down, or try, well, not turn 1, but they're going to hook down into Sean Kastritza, and it's just chaos from here.
Yeah, BJ Duval, I got to agree with Joseph. You know, that guy who said ace at Daytona awful. He goes, Booth could have just let it go, but had to double down on it. BJ, we doubled down on the chaos tonight, didn't we?
Nah, there's only one caution. We're right on board with Sean Kastritza, the man that went flipping. I want to see what he saw. He saw nothing, and then he saw more of nothing.
Thanks, Nick Mills, for the hashtag blame Alex in the Bluegrass Iracing series.
Yes.
YouTube chat. But BJ Duval, quick heads up, when we go checkered, I want to take a quick step aside because I got to run and open the door because I have a visitor coming to my house because my brother's home from South Dakota, so got to open the door for him. But I will be back to close everything out. So, yeah, just a quick heads up. I thought I'd give everyone a heads up. BJ Duval will catch up following the checkered flag. He will head down to victory lane and catch up with our podium finishes, and then we will throw it back up to me in the booth to finish it off because, BJ, you're a little more skinnier. You can get down to victory lane a lot quicker than I can, too.
I take go-kart.
You take that I gotta say this because BJ Duval, you ever notice how, or anyone in the chat, while we have a little bit of caution here, have you ever noticed Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, how they do NASCAR pre-race show in the infield?
Yeah, you ride around on a go-kart.
But you notice
how microphone out.
But you notice how right after they're on standing up and they're talking, they're in the booth like in a matter of like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You want to know how they get from point A to point B really quickly?
Well, the pit road talks were pre-recorded.
No, they weren't.
Helicopter.
So during the pre-race show, no, they hop into a car. They get a police escort from the infield out and around, go in the elevator up to the booth, and they're right in the booth ready to go when they come back on air It is very skillful. I give credit where credit is due. CBS and all those guys, Fox Sports, all those guys who do the NASCAR coverage, they are phenomenal. What they do, they make it seem so seamless because you would think that it was pre-recorded, but it's really not.
Well, how about them apples?
So, if you didn't know, now you know. There is your quick little information now for NASCAR. So, if you ever see the police lights coming on the outside of a racetrack, if you're car race, that is usually Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, and whoever else is doing NASCAR pre-race, and then they go up to the booth. So, there you go. So, if you ever wondered why there's police sirens and police lights going on right before a green flag drops, that is why. So there you go. BJ Duval, I gave you a little asphalt note for the night.
You did indeed, but I'm going to give you an asphalt note for the night. Blake Hensley chooses the outside row for this restart. Lights are out. We're coming out of turn number 4. I'll let you talk a little bit more, Alex.
Bill Miller's calling BS. It's not BS, I will tell you that much, but Bill Miller will talk to you. If you're on, talk to you later. See you later
That's
this week.
just Mr. Asphalt for you.
Pace car is in. Here we go. One final time. Geico, restart zone. Green, white, checkered. Here we go. Green flag is out. Overtime underway.
Green flag is out. Your top 3 drivers at the stripe right there was Silvers, Hensley, and Evans. Those were your top 3 Cornerstone Motorsports drivers. And here comes a 4th one into the top 5, but they're going to bring Tony Iverson along with him. Greg Carr, the guy sandwiched in the middle. Oh, and a bit of a sketchy move right there as Greg Carr tried to throw the block on Keith Hackney. They're going to go 3 wide now down the back straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact behind. That looked like... Not actually sure who that was. I believe it was Jordan Slater in the 92 that got shuffled out on that one. Caution flag gonna wave once again. We're under green, white, checkered, number 2.
So we will go overtime yet again. Get wilder and wilder. And, you know who this bodes well for? Justin Ray. Because Justin Ray's closing in on Tyler Evans here. Evans going to restart like in 5th. Ray's going to restart about 11th, 10th. So 5 positions going to separate the 2 guys racing for that race in here. And wait a minute. Because if Greg Carr holds on to the race win, Greg Carr's in.
Yep. What about Devin Scroggins riding in 7th? What if something were to happen and Devin Scroggins come home with a race win? Jason, what would be the scenario in that one?
So then it's because Scroggins is in. Or he's not in. He's,
right now.
He's either already in or he is too far out, I think. It's one of the 2. I think he's in, though. Because right now he said if Bridges, Carr, both cars, Winters, Hobbs, or Terry wins, Ray and Evans are out.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I don't even see Scroggins' name.
So this might get interesting here. So again, if Evans or Ray finishes ahead of one of another and Bridges, the 2 cars, Winters, Hobbs, or Terry does not win this race, whoever finishes ahead wins. But at this point, Greg Carr going to hold his further up. Then both of those, and he's looking to win.
Okay. Clear as mud. Watching these guys from Cornerstone, a few others pacing around the inside, and I do apologize. I almost forgot to tell y'all. I didn't get anything on scoring for that replay. I have no idea where it's at. Be able to show you guys a replay because it didn't even show up as a caution coming out on my scoring. So
also do not forget as shutters. Apparently, there's a few guys in pit road. I'm not sure if that's 100% true or not. Yeah, there are. Justin Ray on pit road here. So now Ray's, oh boy, here's the thing. All those guys are taking like 50-second pit stops, so they all must have some damage here. So right now, it's Greg Carr, Tyler Evans. Hobbs is still there in the 9th spot here. So those 3 cars are going to restart in the top 10. Those 3 cars have the best chance right now to make it in again with a win, or depending on where they finish, that is how that's going to line up. And I'll plug my stuff when we sign off, BJ Duval. But
I already know who's going to win this race. Okay, I'm just saying. I already know who's going to win this race.
That's the real question now, folks. This time I blame the lack of Geico restart zone excitement. Listen, there are 2 people upstairs that will literally come down here and unplug my stuff if I yell any louder or get any more excited. So,
do I need to turn him up? Do I need to turn Alex up so that he sounds more excited?
Anything. Don't touch anything. I got it myself. Remember, I can touch my own buttons.
You can touch your own buttons, but you can't go past where I've got you set on my end.
Good point.
I've got your audio locked on my end. The lights go out on the pace car. Silver's going to choose the outside row for this restart. Hensley going to be to the inside. Evans outside second row, lined up behind the race leader. And then the inside of Evans is going to be Tony Iverson restarting in 3rd. Row number 3 is going to be Keith Hackney on the inside. Scroggins on the outside. Man, there is so much potential inside the top 10 for so many different people to come home with a race win. Let's not forget 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers inside of the top 5 right now are Cornerstone Motorsports.
Jason, can you answer that one? Does this drop Sean out of the playoffs with a DNF tonight? I don't think so. It shouldn't, but no, Jason...
Sean is not out.
But here we go. We're going to get ready to go back. Pace car going to go in. Geico restart zone. Here we go. Overtime at number 2. Green flag is back out on the raceway here. It's when you're in for certain drivers. It's finish ahead of someone you're in as well. So it is down to the final few turns, final few laps here. Green, white, checkered. It's going to happen here. Silvers, Evans. Right now, Evans in that 2nd spot here. He is going to try and make a run here for that race win. Here we go out of turn number 1 and 2. Remember, white flag. That's it. No more cautions here. So if they get to the white flag here, it is all she wrote here. We will finish under green flag conditions. There you see they are locking that near bumpers here. You can't push the pusher. Here we go. 3 wide action as well. So let's get this thing underway here. Battles are going to happen very quickly here.
See the Cornerstone Motorsports guys trying to get in a line, try to shuffle. The likes of Iverson out, contact. Hackney spinning to the inside.
Are we at the white flag? Are we at the white flag?
White flag is out. Look at the chaos throughout the field.
Nope. Caution flag waves.
Caution flag does in fact wave. That was before Jim Ott made it to the stripe, apparently.
And I think Tyler Evans might have been involved in that one.
Massive damage to a lot of these guys. Tyler Evans falls all the way back to 9th. He's got a little bit of rear end damage. Think he's going to be all right. But that takes all but 1. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. I think Jeremiah Hobbs is in the top 5 now. I think he might be. I'll double check this, but I think he might be Cornerstone as well. Jeremiah Hobbs is not Cornerstone. He's okay. He's Angry Asian Motorsports. That's a new one.
So, yeah, we're just gonna blame Alex some more on this one here, but ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready here. So this should be the 3rd and final overtime, I want to say, because the green-white checkered came into effect. So I think this is the final try. So either way, I'm pretty sure this should finish it here. And
uh-oh, Alex.
Cars are going. Oh boy, that was.
Alex.
I think he was he was a little committed there too early, and even if he was trying to play mind games, he's now stuck in pit road. Not sure who that was. There's the 33 machine That is going to be James Silvers. So Keith Hackney might have a chance here of a win because Keith Hackney stayed out. So BJ Duvall, again, it came down to when you pitted at this point. If you had fuel, guys are now trying to get as much damage as possible fixed here, except for Devin Scroggins. Scroggins, he just took a 5-second pit stop, so fuel for him. Justin Ray as well.
Interject here, it's not very common for Bluegrass to have 3 green-white checkers. So these guys probably, when it came down pit road, to keep the cars lighter, try to keep them faster, did not put enough fuel in for 3 green-white checkers. They pitted plenty late enough to be able to make it all the way. I have no doubt that they did not fill it up all the way. This might have been a game-winning strategy for Jim Ott, Michael Robinson, Adam Lancaster, Mo Abbott, Keith Hackney to take more fuel than everybody else did.
BJ, you can't call him Mike Robinson because when you say Mike Robinson,
I said Michael.
There you go.
I said Michael. I didn't just say Mike Robinson. I said Michael.
But oh boy, we're gonna get put to work today, aren't we, BJ Duvall?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, thanks. But don't forget, following the checkered flag, BJ Duvall will head down to talk to our podium winners and then send it up to me, the lovely guy that Bill Miller calls Mr. Asphalt. To finish it here, Nick Mills said, #way to go, Alex. Thank you.
It is definitely all Alex's fault. There's not a doubt about it, Nick. But yeah, Alex, they call you Mr. Asphalt. Call you Mr. The Bill Miller guy. We call you Mr. Dirtfault. You got a lot of nicknames.
But the real nickname, in just a matter of a week and a half, BJ Duvall, it will be Mr. Voice of the Kingdom of Speed.
No, I don't think it will be. I think it'll still be #blame Alex, and I still think it'll also be the token truck guy.
Oh, the legendary token truck guy. As since we're streaming on there, I can plug it, right?
UDTV?
Well, yeah, the UDTV. Sometimes you might see on Ultimate Dirt TV Brett Wheeler as I thought Bill Miller tagged me again in the chat. But on Ultimate Dirt TV, you might see Brett Wheeler, myself, BJ Duvall, and maybe a few others playing a game called Phasmophobia, where your favorite token truck guy is the voice in the headsets on the radios telling these guys where to run from the ghosts. So,
and he never leaves the truck.
Don't leave
Lights
the truck.
are out. Our final time for green, white, checkered.
Nick Mills just made this phenomenal. Nick Mills made it phenomenal. Hackney versus Lancaster equals Hamlin versus Chastain. Pace in Geico restart zone. This is the final time. It is the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We will have a winner here by the end of these few laps here. Can we get a winner? A clear-cut winner who will make it into the playoffs? We will find out because we are going green flag back into turn number 1 and 2. We will go. Jim Ott here. He's out in front. Michael Robinson, Abbott, Silvers, Ray, Justin Ray. Now remember, it's him and Tyler Evans. Tyler Evans on pit road. So BJ Duvall, right now, Justin Ray needs to just stay on the track, finish this one, and hope. Because right now, I think, let's see here. Bridges. I don't think anyone really in the top 10 is also battling here. So right now, it's just a matter of can Justin Ray hold on to a finishing spot here? And if he does, he makes it in here. But Jim Ott going to be the man in charge here because we're going to come back here this time. White flag for the final time. BJ Duvall. We will have a winner here because the white flag is out. All bets are off here. Abbott, Ott, Silvers right now is now Mo Abbott. Your race leader, Mo Abbott's leading this race with a very damaged race car as Jim Ott. Problems for the one machine. I don't know. Did he run out of fuel? What happened to Jim Ott? He did run out of fuel. I can guarantee you that. 75 laps was his pit stop. So Jim Ott done his. And here we go. 4 cars. 4 cars going to battle it out for the race win. Here we go into the final turn before the tri-oval. Who is going to take home the final regular season race here at Daytona International Speedway? The 33 machine, James Silvers, Justin Ray. Those guys are out in front of this one. The 38 machine of Justin Ray, he's right there. Ray is going to make it into the playoffs, but the 33 machine, James Silvers, he wins your final race of the regular season here at Daytona International Speedway. So it's Silvers, it's Justin Ray. Justin Ray gets in.
Alex.
Uh-oh, what?
I'm speechless right now at the speed from the 48 with no front end.
Yeah, that Mo Abbott just did that. But so Silvers, Ray, Abbott, your top 3, Scroggins, Robinson, top 5, Radburn, Shutters, Travis Twitty, Adam Lancaster, Keith Hackney, Jordan Slater, your top 10, Matt Grenier comes home in 11th, Jim Ott, Greg Carr, as actually Jim Ott runs out of fuel. Tough break for that one machine. Greg Carr, Tony Iverson, Justin Winters, Jason Bridges, Tyler Evans, Blake Hensley, Jeremy Vaughn, and Todd Mays, your top 20 unofficial finishes there. But BJ Duval, we will step aside real quick here as BJ Duval will head down to Victory Lane, talk to R3, and then it will be post-race coverage here from Daytona International Speedway, where we will call it a night until tomorrow night then, when it is Cup Cars again for the final.
All right, and unfortunately, I don't currently have any commercials, so we're just gonna sit here and talk for a moment as James Silver's gonna do donuts. All right, there we go. Now SDK has finally given me the results, so we'll knock that off there at the top. We'll bring our official race results up on the screen. Coming home with your race win in fantastic fashion. That's going to be Cornerstone Motorsports' own number 33, James Silvers, followed by Justin Ray, Mo Abbott, your top 3. We'll be talking to them here in just a moment. Devin Scroggins, Michael Robinson, your top 5. Radburn, Shutter, Travis Twitty, Adam Lancaster, Keith Hackney, Jordan Slater, top 10. Matt Grenier, Jim Ott, Greg Carr, Tony Iverson, Justin Winters, Jason Bridges, Blake Hensley, Tyler Evans, Jeremy Vaughn, Todd Mays, your top 20. Then it's going to be Jeremiah Hobbs, Dustin Reinsettle, Scott Fritz, Alex Penn, Kyle Mays, Brian Terry, Alex Carr, Bobby Mays, Sean Kostritza, and Taylor Peacock. Rounding out your top 30, and then Jason Harrison and Michael Cole rounding out your field. Man, what a race we saw. What a way to continue on from last night's photo finish in the Truck Series. 1/10,000th of a second win. Last night we seen Ed Osborne pull off. And here in just a moment we'll be talking with our top 3 finishers here in the race. And coming home in third, and at number 48, Mo Abbott. Man, what a fantastic job you did there at the end. You played your cards right. You made sure you had enough fuel. And did you even know, coming to the finish of that race, that you did not have a front bumper on the number 48 machine?
I did not know that, but I know when that happened. It would have been, I think, on lap 1 or 2. The outside lane got checked up, and I think I ran into the 17, ran into the car in front of it, and I ran into the 17, and that's where I got my 4X. Could have been throughout one of the other incidents also, though. Who knows? It's wild here at Daytona.
That most definitely is. You stayed quiet throughout the entire night. Like I said, you played your cards right. You played it smart. Tell us a little bit about it from your perspective as what it took to get up there to the front.
Well, a little bit of luck in Daytona. That always helps you. What do we have? We had a speeding penalty. We got spun out in pit. One of the green flag stops. Lucky dog there at the end. Because we were lucky dog, I came in, got some tires, got a little extra fuel the way the race was going there towards the end, and yeah, to your point, the rest of the pack had to come in and get more fuel there towards the end. We didn't. Started there towards the front, and man, I've had a little bit more of a push there towards the end, a little bit sooner. I think we could have maybe came up with the top 1 or 2, but we'll take a podium any day in this league.
Absolutely. Well, you're heading off into the playoffs next week. Pretty sure you're in. I'm gonna double check.
No, this season haven't been able to make every race. I think we only did. This is number 7.
Yeah, you
but
are outside.
You got to get momentum in. 7 races. I think we're at 5 top 5s and good momentum going into next year, if nothing else.
Definitely some good momentum to carry on into next season. But go ahead and thank your sponsors, your shout-outs, everybody who helped make it possible for you to get up there on the podium here tonight.
Oh, definitely, man. Has to start out with good old buddy Jason there running this league. That dude does a lot and takes a lot of shit from everybody, but also, does a great job running this league. Different series, different nights. A lot of credit to him. Big shout out to you guys for putting on this good show every night. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, sometimes, even other days, weekends and whatnot. I thank my teammate Scott Fritz. Always helps me out with tire and fuel strategies. And yeah, that's about it. We may be able to come out here tomorrow night and hope to make another run at the win.
All right, well, congratulations again on your 3rd place finish.
All right, thanks a lot, y'all.
And that was Mo Abbott. Now for your 2nd place finisher, Justin Ray. You come home with a 2nd place finish. You lock yourself into the playoffs now. Sounds like just by the skin of your teeth. What does that mean to you?
Means a lot. Coming into the night, I knew I had to, talking to the guys, I wanted to finish minimum top 10. I definitely didn't think I'd finish 2nd. Thought I'd get caught up in something, which I did, I think, every time. But, yeah, it means a lot to be able to get up here and push James to the win. Hated to leave Mo out to dry like that, but, coming to the line, you got to do what you got to do to keep your spot.
Absolutely. You sat back several times throughout the race. We take a look back, see where the chase was to get into the playoffs, and more often than not throughout the night, you were towards the back. Your rival to get into the playoffs was Tyler Evans.
Yes.
He was on up ahead of you. The majority of the race, he's up towards the front. What made the difference for you to get up there?
Yeah, that's I hate to have to fight the boss like that. He's a part of weaponized. He's the owner of it. So first stage, I wanted to try to get some stage points to help, obviously with points. And what Mo was talking about with his front end, I have no idea what happened. I think I got in the back of Iverson for some reason. We lost mile an hour quickly, and I didn't have time to react. And Lancaster, and then I guess Mo got in the back of Lancaster, so that stacked up, and it did hurt the aero a little bit. But after the first stage, I said I want to try to keep it clean, and I didn't. It lasted a while to the first big one. Unfortunately, my other teammate couldn't get checked up in time, and we all went with it. So I had about a minute and a half worth of damage, and every caution there at the end, I stopped and get a little bit fixed, and I guess they found my hood somewhere in the infield and put it back on. And I mean, to like I said, to finish 2nd tonight, considering the hits that I had in that first wreck is incredible. I somehow was able to keep my power. I didn't go down any on power, and aero was terrible. But if I had somebody behind me, it would go. And jokingly enough, I had a picture of Dale on the back of the car tonight. I said we're gonna put him up front, so that's all everybody sees. And at the end of the race, that's how it worked out. So I'm glad that I was able to bring home 2nd and push James to the win, and move on to the playoffs now.
Yeah, going into the playoffs next week, what is the game plan? What is the strategy going into round 1 at Darlington?
Well, Darlington is, we all know, it's a tough track. Try to keep the car clean. Try to keep the tires under it. I'm gonna do a lot of testing this week and try out some different stuff. But I've always seemed to eat up the tires at Darlington pretty good, so I'm gonna try not to do that. I think if I can keep the tires under it, we'll be all right.
Well, congratulations again on your second place finish. Go ahead and thank your sponsors. Shout out to everybody help make it possible.
I don't think Function Junction, Mountain View Detailing, Aerial Professionals of WNC, Cornerstone, and Weaponized. Also, my main sponsor, World Plus Solutions, and JR Designs. A lot of stuff on the card tonight. So, thank them for allowing me to do that.
All right, that was Justin Ray coming home in second, locking himself into the playoffs. And now it is time to catch up with your race winner for his second win of the season, James Silvers, on top of the charts here at the end of the night.
Heck yeah, what'd you think about that, boys?
Hey, man, you managed to pull it off. You pulled it off in relatively dominating fashion there for the last about quarter of the race. You up in the front the whole time. You made the right calls on pit road. You made the smart moves. At the end of the night, you brought it home. Was you able to stick to your strategy with, such long green flag runs throughout the night?
Yeah, well, we were staying on the same strategy as the whole team, trying to get everybody to pit at the same time so we could be able to keep the momentum with the draft and everything off pit road. But I wasn't praying for that last caution because I was like, dang, man, I'm going to have to pit and get gas. But, apparently it didn't bother me too much.
It definitely still managed to pull it off. I was doubting it when I seen you come down pit road there to the last green-white checkered. I was doubting you being able to make it up there. I was doubting you being able to make it work. But you definitely launched yourself forward. You took off with it, made your way up there.
Oh, yeah. Big thanks to Justin Ray, though, for helping me on the last lap. I hate that for Mo, though. Mo ran a pretty good race right there to me to get him up in front of Jim Ott and everything. But as a team, I think we did pretty good tonight. We just, kind of got in that. Most of our team got in that wreck last night, and I hate that for a few of them because they missed out on some playoff spots. But other than that, though, also this is my fourth win this season, not my second. But hopefully we can, keep the momentum rolling into the playoffs and take the regular season championship and these 4 wins and see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that leads into the next question I was going to ask you. Heading into round 1 at Darlington, what's the game plan? What's the strategy? Is Darlington one of your stronger tracks, weaker tracks? What's your thoughts going in?
Well, Darlington's, it's always a tight racetrack. It don't matter if the setup's loose or not, because if you give it about 10 laps, it's always going to get tight at that track. So I'm going to have to do some practice and try to, get better at saving my tires at that track, because Radburn last season was really good there. He just had a bad caution that came out and everything else. So, Darlington's going to be a tough racetrack. We're going to have to do some practicing to make sure that we can try to get all of our cars to make it past the first round. And hopefully we can just keep doing what we've been doing all season, man, and keep running strong. And all the teammates, I got to thank all the teammates for tonight, man, because we had, I think, 9 cars for this race. One person decided to run down with us, Dustin, so we ended up having 9. But thanks to everybody at Cornerstone and Weaponized, and let's just keep our momentum rolling into Darlington.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, one more thing I want to mention here. If I'm not mistaken, this clinches the regular season points for you as well.
Oh, yeah, it does. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you were the leader coming in by 1 point over your teammate of Bradford Shutter. So congratulations on clinching the regular season points.
Yeah, appreciate it, man, because that's what I was thinking the whole day. I was like, well, is it going to be between me and him? So I tried to stay up front the whole race. And usually I don't do that at restricted plates. Usually I try to lay back and try to stay out of trouble. But apparently staying up front tonight was the key.
Well, congratulations again on your race win and regular season champion.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
All right, that was sponsor shout-outs, all that good stuff. I almost forgot about that, asking each other questions.
Oh, you're good, man. Heck yeah. I'd like to shout out y'all for putting on the broadcast every week. Y'all do an amazing job. I'd like to shout out Jason for putting on such an awesome league. I'd like to shout out everybody at Cornerstone and Weaponized who keeps this team together. And I'd like to shout out all the sponsors that help the team. W Energy, if you use the code Cornerstone at WGG, you get 10% off of your whole purchase. Function Junction Smoke Shop, Mountain View Detailing, Area Professionals at WNC, Team Goon Squad, Brent Keith at BK Paints, Rocky Boyd and Will Weber also for making us paints. And I'd like to shout out my girlfriend Shelby. This one's for you, baby. I love you.
Alrighty, and that was your champion of the regular season points and your race winner, James Silvers. And is Alex back? Does not sound like Alex.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, Alex is back. Go ahead and close this out, Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the regular Bluegrass Iracing. The Xfinity now heads into the playoff round next week. We have one more regular season race for the Cup Series. That is tomorrow night back here at 9 o'clock on Ultimate Dirt TV and the Bluegrass Iracing Series on YouTube as well. So for everyone behind the scenes at the Bluegrass Iracing Series, for BJ Duvall, for Stephen McMillan, he couldn't be here tonight, but also everyone behind the scenes at Ultimate Dirt TV, we say God bless, good night. Also, I got to plug this. I forgot to plug this, BJ Duvall.
Oh, boy.
I might not be here the first few next week, but if you have Flow Racing, I will be on Flow Racing every Saturday night at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. So if you have Flow Racing, tune in. And if you message me on Facebook, I will gladly give you a shout out on Flow. So for everyone, good night. God bless. We will see you tomorrow night. It's Cup Series back here at Daytona International Speedway.